What is going on, guys? This is the Chaotic Banter podcast, and this is me, Anthony, with my best friend. Did you forget your name?
I was gonna say I'm gonna introduce me. I see how it is. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everyone? My name's Kevin. I didn't get a proper introduction, but it's all good. This podcast is just us talking about movies, anime, comics, pretty much any nerdy passion that you guys may have. But we're just college students here, and I've known Anthony for a few years now, and we're bros. I live out in Italy. He lives in the States, and it's bringing it over back to you, Anthony.
Yeah.
Why don't you say a few words?
All right, a few words, head ass. All right.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys, but now that you have that introduction, this is obviously the first episode, so, we apologize if it's a little, I don't know, how do you say this, shitty? But anyways, it'll get better, it'll improve with time, but on today's first episode of the Chaotic Banter podcast, we're going to be discussing Deadpool 2.
All right. Let's first start off with if we liked it or not.
Nah, I like that shit. I love that shit.
All right. But why did you like it? Why did you love it?
There's a lot of reasons why I loved it, but I definitely would say, just in my opinion, as much as I love the first one, I don't know, I really like this one a lot more. Maybe it's because the origin story, that's out of the way, so they have more to work with. They don't have to introduce new, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have to really worry about, the writers didn't really have to worry about introducing a new character, so since it's already an established universe, they could kind of work with that and everything, and I think they really did a really good job with it, man.
Mm-hmm. The first movie was good because it's just the origin story.
Well, the thing is, guys, so Kevin, he stays in Italy, and I guess something like, do they get the movies there earlier or something like that? Because I know you saw it. See, the premiere here in the States was on Thursday, and I actually saw it Saturday last night. But Kevin, I think you saw it, like Tuesday or something?
Yeah, I saw it Tuesday. It came out on Tuesday.
Is it just like a thing, like a Europe thing?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know why, but a lot of the movies here are released earlier. But yeah, I saw it Tuesday opening day. It wasn't packed because, everyone's working throughout the week. I went with one of my good friends here who's really nerdy also. And when we saw it, the amount of references in this film is insane.
Dude, the references, dude. See, as nerds, oh my gosh, if you know the source material, if you're even familiar with the X-Men and everything, man, you're gonna love this film. And if you're just like a film person in general, the references and cameos, they're hilarious.
Oh, it's so good. Even just with the opening, it has friggin' Wolverine stabbed with the log, and it's
Dude.
it's like a, what is that called when you play a little music and starts spinning around?
Damn, it's like that ballad. It's like a
music box.
Yeah, it's like a music box. Yeah, that's what it is. But dude, yes, the fact that it started off with that, and then obviously he says, well, guess what? I'm gonna die in my own movie too. I immediately thought, is he really gonna do that? Wait, I don't understand. And I don't think I had to say it, but obviously, spoiler warning, the way they did it, I think was perfect.
Yeah.
Because, obviously the character of Deadpool, he's a character, he has the same powers as Wolverine, his regeneration factor, he can't die, So how exactly are you going to kill him off? And I think the writers did a really, really good job of playing around with that element in this film and really seeing how, with the whole collar and everything they use at the end. I think it was really damn good, man. And it was a comedy film, but in the parts where there was emotion, I found myself really caring, which I was surprised about.
Yeah, especially the scene where every time Deadpool kind of died, he kind of went to let's say it was purgatory, to say.
Yeah.
Where he's in his apartment with his girlfriend, and that invisible wall that's blocking him. Those parts were always emotional. They didn't really have any comedy or any jokes going off because it was just focusing on the two characters and Deadpool wanting to be with his girlfriend in the afterlife.
Exactly. You know, I've heard other people complain that the movie was very comedic, and whenever there were parts like at the end where you know, it was supposed to be sentimental. They you know, I've heard other critics say that it didn't hit them, that they didn't feel it. To me, I mean, I was surprised, man, because like I said, you know, like it's hilarious because see, I went with a group of friends, you know, my girlfriend and my sister, and you know, my girlfriend and my sister in those scenes, they were actually freaking crying, dude.
Wow.
There was actually tears coming out their eyes, and I, you know, I felt like laughing because I was like, dude, it's a Deadpool movie. But at the same time, I even found myself, I was like, I wasn't tearing up or nothing like that, you know. But I was like, damn,
I'm not gonna
like,
tear up. I know, bitch. I ain't doing that.
yeah, you know, like I mean, I'll tear up over other things, goddamn, but not over Deadpool.
You know, I'll cry by myself before I go to bed every night, but you know, it's fine.
Okay. All right, I'll pray for you, but anyways. Yeah, dude, it was just like, it was very surprising, you know, but at the same time, I was just like, damn, man, like the script is like, I really felt like the script did a really good job of whenever they had to introduce emotion, you know, I think they feel like they did a really good job. And in my opinion, I mean, it felt more natural than, for example, you know, Infinity War. I loved Infinity War, and I thought they did a pretty good job, you know, with so many different characters and so many different you know, personalities, you know, when it has to jump from scene to scene, and you know, it can get a little, how do you say this,
hectic
in a way. Yeah, like for me, whenever I saw Infinity War, there were certain scenes where it would be, I could tell, you know, they wanted it to be like sad or whatever, and I would be in it, but then the very next moment they completely take me out of it with a joke. And I think with Deadpool, I think they did a better job of that, because whenever it was a scene where it was supposed to be how do you say it, emotional, it stayed emotional, you know. It didn't you know, teeter-totter between the two, and so it just felt more.
But also the thing with Deadpool is you expect it to be funny almost every few minutes.
Yeah.
So you're kind of expecting the joke. Like, you're waiting for, like, if it goes for a while, they're being very sentimental with each other, you're just waiting for that joke to come and hit you.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I think, what was it, at the very beginning, whenever his wife gets killed, right?
Yeah.
Immediately, it's like, then it rolls to the credits and shit. I mean, yeah, the credits were funny. It's like the first one, but it's like automatically like, wait a second, we're getting a totally different movie than what we fucking expected.
That's true.
I was like, oh shit. But let's talk about what, you know, obviously as nerds, you know, you have your little, you know, there'll be certain cameos or references in any superhero movie, you know, you have your little nerdgasm, whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean, you know.
I think the best part was when after he blew himself up and Colossus brought him to the X-Men manor. And you see Deadpool just riding in Professor X's wheelchair.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. You're like, what the hell is this? And then he mentions how couldn't they afford any other X-Men to be in the movie? And you see this door just to the behind him with all the X-Men from X-Men First Class and Days of Futures Past, all of them in there.
Dude,
and Beast just gradually closes the door without them noticing.
Yeah, they were like, we want nothing to do with this motherfucker.
All right, and then fuck that shit.
Dude, yeah,
you can deal with your own problems.
Okay, yeah, we're not a part of this shit. I fucking love that. I mean, I love that. See, because I think so the thing about the movie rights, Fox is the one that made Deadpool, am I correct?
Yeah.
And Fox makes the X-Men movies. So what exactly was it in the first Deadpool movie that they couldn't afford more X-Men or something? I mean, was there, you know?
I think it's more of because I think also they didn't want to spend extra money on a film that probably wouldn't exceed their expectations, but then at the same time, they don't feel the genre. You know how Deadpool's very wacky and crazy.
Yeah.
They feel like it'll kind of ruin the label of the actual X-Men movies because they're a little bit more serious. So they think it won't flow together that well.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's kind of what I expected. Like, because you know, it's not like the Marvel. I mean, it's not like Disney or Universal. How you know, with the rights to the Hulk and everything, and then other studios and everything, because they're owned by the same studio. But I think it was just a financial decision.
Yeah, exactly. Because you notice now for the second movie, they used props from like the other X-Men movies in there. They also had Professor X's that helmet he uses to see everyone on Earth and everything, to track them in their mind and everything.
Cerebro.
And they had more rooms of the mansion, pretty much. Of the X-Men house and everything like that too. So they went up and beyond for this movie, honestly.
Dude, and I gotta say right now, probably the best part of one of the best parts of the movie for me, the one where I just I'd straight up as soon as that fucker Juggernaut came out of that damn shit.
Dude, I guessed it too. Like,
really,
I was wondering, I was like, who is hitting that? And then I was just like, is it Juggernaut? And then I was like, nah, it can't be. But I was kind of like thinking, I was like, but what other X-Men villain is that strong, honestly?
See, I wasn't. Jeez, man. See, like, I wasn't even thinking about it. I wasn't even like, I wasn't really thinking of X-Men. I was just thinking of all superheroes. So it was like kind of like, and I couldn't really think. I couldn't put my finger on it. Like, who the hell is it back there? And for some reason, I kept thinking Sabretooth or something. But I'm like, nah.
Sabretooth's not that strong, nah. But
he's
yeah,
not even that damn big.
I was like talking to my friend. I'm like, dude, is that Juggernaut? And then we looked at each other like, nah. And then after Juggernaut actually came out, I was like, oh shit, I was right.
Oh shit. And then he fucking ripped him in half. Jesus Christ.
He's just like, oh, Juggernaut, I'm your biggest fan. Oh shit.
Dude, it was freaking ridiculous. It was crazy. And then, because obviously it's crazy because, in The Last Stand, they tried to do the Juggernaut. It failed miserably. The guy was not the Juggernaut. So, in my subconscious, I already had that guy in my head. And so, I'm thinking of a small dude. I wasn't thinking of some big dude, I forget, like, look at the Colossus in the X-Men movies, in the original trilogy. Even though I like what they did because they make it, like, more, realistic, they give us a comic accurate 100% Colossus in this universe, along with Deadpool, you know what I mean? So it's like, I still, the factor of, like, oh, the Juggernaut from the comics? Oh, that's who you're gonna get. I wasn't thinking that, so I wasn't even thinking, like, okay, that's gonna be him in there, I was like, who could it be? And dude, oh my gosh, it was amazing.
What I loved is I love how the trailers, they show you a lot of things about the movie, but you honestly have no idea what's gonna go on. Especially with the X-Force.
Oh shit.
When they all die, they just all die. Right when they jump out of the plane, they're just all dead.
See, guys, I talked to this fucker before I went to go see the movie the day before. And I mean, we were talking about it because I watched some spoiler-free reviews around the internet, so and someone mentioned something about something with the X-Force was something you didn't expect, but they loved the way it did it. And the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh my god, they're gonna fucking kill them. They're gonna fucking kill them. And I asked this fucker, I asked Kevin, is that what they're gonna do? And sure enough, this dude, like, calm as a damn cucumber. This dude's like, nah, bro, like, nah, like, but what they do is amazing. So, I automatically was like, okay, well, I mean, so I give my props to you, because you made that experience even better, because when that shit happened, I was, woo!
Yeah, because, like, first, like, when Terry Crews, when he hits that bus, I was like, okay, he's probably not dead. And then I see the fucking alien dude get destroyed by a helicopter. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't like him anyway.
The fucking heroin in his face.
Fucking acid dude jumps into a wood chipper. I'm like, oh shit, this is really gonna happen.
Damn. And then fucking Peter died. I was damn it, not Peter.
Fucking Peter.
Fucking Peter. You were supposed to say.
The invisible dude turned out to be Brad Pitt.
Yeah, and see, it happened so quickly. I was like, wait, did I just see fucking Brad Pitt? Oh shit, it was crazy. But speaking of the X-Force, how do you feel they did with Domino?
They did it really well. Beforehand, like, of course, like, fans were very upset, including me, how she didn't look like her comic book counterpart. Mm-hmm. But it didn't bother me that much because they still had the design, like her left eye and her powers and the way she acts pretty close to how Domino is. But yeah, she was really good. She was a good actor. I enjoyed watching her on screen and everything.
See, I didn't know much about the Domino character, and I didn't know that her power, I mean, I don't know if it's really like this in the comics, but I guess her power is luck.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, Deadpool, he's always breaking the fourth wall, and he straight up says it like, "How that shit's not cinematic, dude." I think they did a really damn good job showing that. It was just like, wow, like, like, you know, like, how is she gonna die? Like, she can overcome anything, and then. I don't know. I thought that was really interesting the way they did that. The power of luck, the way they showed it in the movie.
Yeah.
I like that. It was very enjoyable for me.
Yeah, it was really good. He's like you and your make believe power. All that other shit.
I'm gonna need you to I'm gonna need you to use all your imaginary powers to stop this. Man, I tell you. And I honestly think, man, this movie was to me it was a lot funnier than the first one, which is crazy because the first one is hella funny, like. But this one, you know, and that's kind of where we get into the conversation of, you know, it's rare whenever you have such a good original movie, and then the sequel often is like, you know, it pales in comparison or it underperforms, you know. But the best sequels, you know, often come from, oh, well, the first one was just so good, and then the sequel just tops it. And I think now this Deadpool 2, this movie, you know, it can be put into that conversation.
Definitely. So, how'd you feel about Cable?
Cable was badass. I liked him.
Hell yeah.
I liked him. Yeah, man. I thought he did a really good job. I thought what the fuck is the name of the guy who portrays him? We should know these things.
The guy who acted him, Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Josh Brolin. You know, it's been a big year for Josh Brolin. I thought he did a really great job as Thanos. And then once again, man, as freaking Cable, he fucking killed it. Because, you know, he added that element. Like I said, this movie wasn't what you expected it to be. And he added that element of, like, you know, when things were serious, when things were dark, whenever, okay, like, you know, the whole subplot of him and his family, like, being killed by the kid, you know, whenever in the future. I mean, I thought that was really, really good because I was invested, man. I wanted to know. And it's crazy because, you know, you have so much going on and so many different characters. And, you know, oftentimes, like, something would be going on, like, whenever Juggernaut stops the train or whatever, and then they're all fighting. And then he shows up. I remember my sister was aside to me was like, I forgot about him. And, I thought about that. I was like, I forgot about him, too. But the thing is, as soon as he came back on screen, I was just so engaged in his story because I wanted to know, like, what's he gonna do? Like, is he gonna kill the kid or, you know?
Yeah, I was waiting for him to actually kill the kid. Honestly, like, it's kind of as like the kid. He actually annoyed me a lot of times in the movie, but it's understandable. He's a kid. He was tortured. He doesn't really know his place in the world.
Yeah.
But he was kind of annoying. Not gonna lie. I was waiting for Cable to shoot him. But that'd be messed up. But
when that fucker was getting his ass kicked, I loved it.
I'd already getting punched. I was like, yes. From like, what was it? It was like Black Tom or something.
Oh my god.
And then Deadpool kept saying Cable was racist for shooting him and everything.
Dude, I'm not racist.
Oh my god. And then when like Deadpool and Cable are arguing and he's like, shut it, Thanos.
Yes, it was incredible. It was amazing. And see, like, that's the cool thing about this movie because, you know, in the first movie, like you said, he's breaking the fourth wall and he made a lot of references to other movies and stuff like that. But with this one, they literally took that to its limit. Like, they went all out with that shit.
Yeah, pretty much every other line that Deadpool said was a reference to something.
Exactly. And, you know, and talking about speaking about, you know, exercising the limits of that, you know, oh my gosh, dude, the post-credit scenes, what'd you think?
They're amazing. They're genius, actually.
Yes.
God, like, okay, so Deadpool has Yukio and Sonic Teenager like work on Cable's old time travel.
Bro, it's Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Have some damn respect. Come on now.
Oh, you know what? I just know she's hot and her name's very long and it's hard to pronounce, but
I laughed.
But anyways,
I laughed every time he said hi to what was her name? Yokio? Cause he was like, hey Yokio. She'd be like, hi. It was like fucking
Yokio.
Fucking anime shit.
She was like one of the best. She was one of the best, honestly, in my opinion. Not gonna lie, but like after he gets the time watch fixed, he's like, I just gotta go fix the timeline. He goes, saves his girlfriend or wife. I'm not really sure on what it is exactly.
Yeah, I really don't. That's why at the beginning I was like, wife?
Yeah, they didn't really specify. I don't really remember from the first movie, but Yeah, he saves her life, and then he goes back in time and to Wolverine Origins, and he kills his like the abomination of Deadpool in that movie.
Dude, yes.
Then he goes back again and he kills himself when he has the Green Lantern script in his hand.
That
was like the funniest shit I ever saw.
My theater lost it. I mean, the people next to me, beside me, behind me, man, bro, like we were cracking up. I mean, that shit, you know, like he literally crossed over into the real world. I mean, that's genius. It's fucking genius.
Yeah, I just love how
then,
when he shot him in the face, he still had that big ass smile.
Yes, you thought it was gonna be his big break. Oh my gosh. Because, you know, in Ryan Reynolds' career, I believe that whenever he did get cast as Green Lantern, I mean, he had been in quite a few movies up until that point, but, you know, that being a big superhero blockbuster, obviously it was like his big break. Like, oh, here we go. Like, you know, and the fact that it was such a disaster, I mean, you know.
Yeah, it was, oh my God, it was something. It was something, all right.
Man, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then he also went back and I don't know if he saved all the X-Force, but I'm pretty sure he only saved Peter.
Oh, he did say Peter. He said, yeah, fuck everyone else.
He's like, Peter, go home. Go home, Peter.
Peter, just go home. And he was like, well, you know, it was a great experience. It was scary, but, you know, I'm glad I could be here. Something that I wanted to talk to you about, you know. I know you said that you liked the kid and you thought the kid was fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, you thought he was fucking annoying and shit. And, you know, and some people complain about that he was too wishy-washy. But for me, you know, whenever I originally heard that, I figured, oh, is it bad writing? But to me, it wasn't bad writing.
No,
it was just
wasn't.
the character. It was just the character, I mean, you know? And he had good reason to be, you know, like whenever he ran up on, you know, he thought he was making a friend in Deadpool. And then whenever they're in prison, he's fighting Cable, and then he walks in at the wrong moment. He hears him say, I don't give a fuck about him. I mean, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I had heard people criticize that before prior to seeing the movie. And I was like, okay. But a lot of the things I heard, a lot of the criticism I heard, really, I think that just comes from personal preference or just not really understanding. Like, were you watching the fucking movie?
Yeah, exactly. Or like, do you even know what Deadpool is?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something. It's just. I think it's just one of those cases because I mean, I don't know. It made sense. You know?
Yeah, it wasn't bad writing. It was just they made like the character himself was annoying to me, but it didn't distract me from the film. It didn't take me out of it.
Exactly, because you know, I thought they did a
But
really
I
good
loved
job.
also how they have the X-Force uniform. Like, you know, on Deadpool in the comics, when he's in the X-Force, it's gray and black. And when he got burned up, it had the gray and black, like the gray and black suit that looked exactly from the comics.
Oh yeah, see, that was a little nice Easter egg. He didn't have the red eyes, but
Yeah,
it was still a
exactly.
nice Easter egg, and I noticed that. I was like, damn, that's pretty damn cool. And yeah, man, I really like that. But yeah, the way, and then the Juggernaut and Colossus fight, man, I'm telling you,
That was good.
when that big metal motherfucker showed up, I lost it.
I don't know, right? He's like, now next up, a big CGI fight. Well, they weren't kidding. That shit looked like a fucking video game cinematic.
Exactly, and I've heard that obviously Colossus and the Juggernaut, they're entirely CGI characters. But is there someone like acting for them? Do you know what I mean? Kind of like what Andy Serkis does.
Well, yeah, of course. They have people wearing suits and with like little indicators and stuff and sensors for like the motion capture and everything. So
Well, see, I heard someone also say that because you know Juggernaut, I thought that was a real person. Obviously not in the in the manner of like in the movie, but I thought there was like a real person operating behind the CGI and everything. And I actually heard someone say that Deadpool, that Ryan Reynolds, he did the voice for Juggernaut.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
I mean, I was like, well shit.
Yeah,
Makes it even better.
But yeah, Deadpool's doing really good so far. I just saw right now that it says Deadpool 2 launches with over $300 million worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. It actually.
And all the ratings for it are like 80% and above.
Wow. See, it's very, very. It seems like it's getting a very, very good consensus. And I also heard the other day that prior to Deadpool 2 premiering, Stephen King's the new It remake, it was the highest grossing premiere for an R-rated movie.
Okay.
And I think Deadpool 2, it surpassed that in the U.S. on Thursday, man. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty damn crazy.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that Infinity War released their movie a week, or like 2 weeks before Deadpool 2 came out, because if it came out the same week, honestly, Infinity War would have overshadowed Deadpool 2 right away.
Exactly, and I think it would have diminished the spotlight because, I mean, Deadpool 2 was so good. They actually, I actually think it was Infinity War that was moved up a week. They moved the movie up a week.
Yeah, they moved it up earlier because they didn't want to release Infinity War the same time as Deadpool 2. But honestly, it helped both of them out in the end.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it did really good, and it's going to keep doing good, for the coming weeks, and I guess we'll see. How much do you estimate it's going to make? Do you think it's going to make over... I know for a fact it's going to make over $800 million.
Which one?
Deadpool 2.
Yeah, I can see that, honestly.
Can you see it hitting the $1 billion mark?
No. Deadpool 2, no, I don't see it hitting the $1 billion mark at all. Because the main reason is because Deadpool isn't really like a fan favorite or that popular superhero unless, people that actually know about comics and X-Men and mutants in general.
Uh-huh.
Because like the average moviegoer, there's more average moviegoers for the Marvel films than there is for the X-Men films.
Uh-huh.
Especially with Deadpool, since a lot of people they didn't know Deadpool even existed until the first one came out. So it's a lot of newcomers coming in late for this film, and a lot of the people just see it as, oh, this is a violent action movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay, interesting. Oh, yep. And then obviously what premieres next week is should I dare say it? Solo?
We're not gonna talk about that today.
Yeah, that's a topic for another day. Me and Kevin, we're huge Star Wars fans, and so obviously everything that's going on now with Disney acquiring Star Wars and what they've done with the franchise, it fucking sucks.
It's shit. Yeah, it fucking sucks.
It's fucking garbage. And I was willing to give The Force Awakens a pass. It was enjoyable, but with what fucking Rian Johnson did, I mean, he fucking butchered it. I mean, and then now with the Solo film, it's just, I don't think they know what the hell they're doing, man.
They don't. It's fucking ridiculous. But let's not get into that. Because exactly. I'm gonna have a meltdown, and I'm gonna say a lot of things I'm gonna regret.
We're talking about quality cinema here. Let's not get into the shitty.
But with Deadpool 2, like honestly, what do you see them doing for the third movie possibly?
We'll see. That's the thing, is because for like you said, for the average moviegoer, the post-credit scenes, I think they confused a lot of people. Actually, I've heard that they confused a lot of people, because people are saying, okay, wait, so like, is that real? Does that count? Is this canon? Like, and all that stuff. And to me, obviously me and you, whenever we see things like that, I mean, we're the ones to jump hard on it and be like, oh, that's canon, all that. I mean, we're nerds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But I wasn't even thinking about it in that aspect or anything. I was just having a good damn time, man. I was like,
I was enjoying it. I was like, dude, that's definitely something Deadpool would do.
Exactly. And I wasn't worried about, oh, is this going to affect the other movies? Is this canon,
I feel like with the post-credit scene, they can pretty much branch out and do anything now.
Yes.
Because they can have, different timelines and whatnot, like different things happening.
Exactly.
And with the time, like the time watch, he could honestly have any character in there.
Exactly. And it really, 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 whenever you're building a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Did you just sneeze? Did you sneeze?
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah. Well, get the fuck out. You're ruining the show. I'm just playing.
Alright, thanks for fucking the podcast up, Kevin.
Oh, well, thanks for fucking it up. But anyways,
I don't know, I would love to see Wolverine in a Deadpool movie, but it's not far-fetched, because Hugh Jackman did say that he would play Wolverine again if he was with the Marvel, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but he could be down to be with Deadpool, but who really knows?
And you could tell by the way that they edited the scene that he didn't make I don't think he made the actual physical cameo.
No, that was actual footage from the movie.
But for bro, I gotta tell you, for someone who's always loved, wanted to see a Deadpool and Wolverine crossover. I mean, I love that shit. I love the fact that he went back in time and killed that fucking abomination that was supposed to.
Yeah, he's like, hey Wolvie.
Yes, it was incredible.
He's like, it's me, Wade.
It fucking how do I put this? It made me fucking wet. Let's just put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
That shit was nice.
Yeah.
But also, what you were saying about the future of the franchise, Ryan Reynolds actually came out the other day and he doesn't think that a Deadpool 3 movie is gonna happen.
Really?
He said that it's gonna be more of an X-Force film.
Oh well, that makes sense. But if Deadpool's in it, it's gonna be more of a Deadpool movie anyway. Unless, well, I can see them making him like, how he is in like he cameos in other comics or in the animated movies or shorts. Deadpool's kind of like a background character, like secondary character. Mm-hmm. I feel like they could easily do that, like just have him as comedic relief.
Yeah, that'd always be nice. Now let me ask you something interesting. With the Disney Fox merger being pushed back now to about, they're saying that if the deal goes through, then it might not happen until, I think they're saying 2021, 2022 or something like that. Would you like the idea of Marvel handling the Deadpool property? What do you think?
No. No, I think Fox would, because if like the MCU, they take it, they're not going to be able to have any R-rated movies or anything with them, because it's kind of hard too, because like a lot of the superheroes, honestly, you can't see them that gory. Wolverine, of course, of Logan, the rated R was an amazing choice to do, but honestly with other like superheroes, you don't really see them actually just like dismembering limbs and like stabbing people in the face and whatnot. Yeah, it's kind of hard, but I feel like they could find a way to do it easily. They could find a way to do it.
What's interesting is that Ryan Reynolds, I think he also revealed that I guess there was a joke about Marvel or Disney in the movie, and they actually removed it.
Oh, of course, because Disney just wants to control everything.
Well, yeah, I think they actually removed it because of the deals that were coming up, and they were afraid that they might offend them or something. And that kind of pissed me off, man, because I was like, well, I mean, for a movie that went after so many other studios and that doesn't really, Deadpool doesn't give a fuck. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
It's Deadpool, like, what? Are you serious? And that as a fan of Deadpool and as a fan of, like you said, gory movies like that, I do kind of get worried, to what extent, like, oh, maybe in the future, we were to see him in the MCU, would it be like a dubbed down version? I mean, it just wouldn't really work for me, man. I can't really see it, man.
I know. I feel like, because I've heard some people discuss this where they gave them access to use their characters, but they have their own version of that character for the, like, let's say Deadpool universe or whatever. Uh-huh. It could work. Like, let's say for like a Deadpool movie, they had their own version of Spider-Man, but only specifically for the movie that has Deadpool in it.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Like, it doesn't have to be directly connected to the MCU, but they're allowed to use the characters.
And, honestly, talking about that, I think we're actually going to get to see how that exactly would occur whenever we get the Venom movie this October, because, there's been reports that, I guess Tom Holland has appeared on set and everything, and he's supposed to make a cameo, and we don't know at this point, is it a cameo as Spider-Man, as Peter Parker?
That's true.
Obviously, the MCU and the Venom movie aren't connected, but then, you've heard so many conflicting things. It's like, okay, I'm so confused, since the studio has the rights to him and they co-share him with
Sony.
With Sony, can they use him in that movie, but it won't be canon to... It's fucking complicated, man, but...
Yeah, honestly. But I can see it, like, being plausible, honestly, but they just need to just fucking tell us straight up. Stop hiding everything.
Nowadays, with the whole cinematic universe...
And things are always getting leaked out. It's just like, honestly, what purpose do you have to hide it? Like, what is it really going to do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then watch it be something like, oh, like it's like, oh, maybe he's watching TV and Spider-Man flashes across the screen. I mean, if it's something as small as that, why don't you just say, yes, Spider-Man's in it, and then we can wait to see that actually
Yeah,
happen. You know
exactly. It's
what I
gonna
mean?
have like more people are gonna want to watch it also.
Exactly.
Because that's
Like,
main.
don't.
That's one of the biggest advertisements they did for Civil War was because they released a trailer with Spider-Man in it.
Uh-huh.
That was like the craziest news to ever hear. Was like, oh shit, Spider-Man is gonna appear in the MCU.
Exactly. I know that was huge, and I think if Spider-Man hadn't been in Civil War, I mean, I don't think it would have been as successful as it was, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Because that was honestly one of the main reasons why I wanted to watch that film. Because I was already, you know me, I'm already watching all the MCU films anyway. But I really wanted to see Spider-Man, like specifically.
Exactly. And
He's one of my favorite superheroes for Marvel. Yeah. Like he's one of my favorites. I've loved him ever since I was a kid, and seeing him again, like in the big screen, it's just amazing to me.
And to me, like the way you felt with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I think that's the way I felt with Ben Affleck's Batman, because we've had different incarnations of the character on screen.
Yeah.
But as fans, as hardcore fans, because I love Batman, to finally see an incarnation on the screen that's just badass, and like Stan Lee actually came out on Twitter yesterday. I retweeted it. He said that shit, let me look this up real quick, because Stan Lee, I guess this man's on Twitter now or some shit. But he actually said yesterday, I think Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man. He's the exact height and age I envisioned when I first wrote Spider-Man. Spidey was never supposed to be too large. How's my friend Tom doing? And so, the same thing. That's the same thing was with Ben Affleck's Batman. In the comics, Batman is supposed to be about maybe 6'2", between 6'2", 6'4", over 200 pounds. Ben Affleck and the actor himself in real life, he already measures out about 6'4", 230 pounds. So I mean, it was like perfect, man. And to finally see that for us as fans, I mean, it's just amazing,
Yeah, so like, all those people that say Tom Holland's Spider-Man sucks, the creator of Spider-Man says that he was awesome and perfect, so shut the fuck up, all you people that are delusional and don't know shit.
Well, there you have it. Anybody in the comments
there you have it.
that
The argument is over. Stanley says it's great. Don't argue with him.
Stanley fucking said it. Well, there we go. It's kind of what I believe Kevin Conroy, which is the voice of Batman in, Batman the Animated Series, the Justice League Animated Series, all that, which many people, they even though he's animated, they call him the definitive Batman. Like, that's the way Batman should be portrayed, right?
Yeah. He
said something about, I think he liked Ben Affleck's performance as Batman v Superman, and he did acknowledge that it was a different film, that he was a different, So, I mean, if someone who's so familiar with the source material and someone who understands the character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If they're gonna come out and say that, I mean, we're talking about Stan Lee here, for example, with Spider-Man. I mean, come on now, like, what I mean.
Yeah, like what are you fucking like comic book nerds smoking? Like, honestly. Anyways.
It's just crazy. It's crazy. But speaking of Civil War, earlier what I wanted to say, with the Civil War comic, obviously I own the graphic novel, and I remember when it first came out and it was in stores and I was picking up every issue. It was huge, man. I mean, it was a huge event. And so whenever that came out, that they were going to adapt it to the big screen, obviously, I knew, okay, it's going to be different. They're not going to be able to use all the characters and stuff. But the fact that they were able to get Spider-Man, it just made it amazing for me,
Made it 10 times better than what it could have been.
10 times better. But we're getting a little off topic here. We're getting a little fucking nerdy. But anyways, that's what this podcast is about.
This is how every conversation with me and Anthony goes. We just switch topics without even realizing it.
I mean, you're fortunate we haven't gone into the anime territory yet, because
Oh, that's true. And we haven't also talked about like girls in my university and whatnot.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I have screenshots of shit this dude has said, and
Yeah, you know what? We're not gonna talk about that. Let's not do
that. Tune in next week for when I blackmail Kevin, and no, I'm just fucking.
All right, but
yeah.
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool 2.
Did you guys, you guys write in the comments below if you liked it, things you didn't like, Share us your opinions. Tell us how we did. If we need what we need to improve on. We gotta improve on a lot. I know that because we kind of suck ass. But
What? And bro, we gotta talk about one more thing.
what do you want, huh?
Baby feet.
What? Baby feet? Fucking the baby dick. He just like.
Damn, dude, you fucking pulled the shirt over.
Oh my god,
Jesus
that shit was
Christ.
so disturbing.
When I tell you that was one of the best cinematic moments of my life, Jesus
It's fucking
Christ.
sad.
I fucking loved it, man. And then he fucking starts walking and they're all like, oh my god, he's doing it. He fucking walks up the cable. Jesus Christ. It was fucking incredible. It was beautiful.
God.
Well, I don't think calling a baby's penis is beautiful, but you understand what the fuck I meant.
Oh, okay. Well, on that note, back to what I said.
The podcast, but
down in the comments below.
all right.
You wanna tell them anything else, Anthony?
Yeah, so discussing Deadpool 2 today on our first episode of what the fuck are we called?
Chaotic Banter. Come on, man.
Well, goddamn, it really is the first episode. God. Well, we can only hope and pray that 300 episodes from now, if we do make it that far, we can come back and look at this shit and just fucking laugh our asses off.
You have too much faith.
Yeah, I'm shooting a little too much. Hey, make your dreams big. Dream big, or don't dream at all.
All right, well, thank you guys for listening to us, and have a wonderful day.
If you haven't seen Deadpool 2, definitely go check it out. I definitely recommend it, especially if you love the first one. I think the second one will definitely not disappoint. And like Kevin said, thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. We're happy you guys were able to endure us, and we promise to be better next time. We're learning, but we appreciate you.
No promises, but we'll try.
Yeah, and if we improve and you still don't like us, well, yeah, just fuck off.
Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. Well, anyway, on that note, have a great, fantastic day, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.